Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. Kind of lights kind of gone down a little bit darker. It's about 7:30 at night. We can really show off the lights of the FMS CESSNA 182 SKYLANE, officially licensed by Cessna. And folks, Hobby Zone, thank you for sending me out the plane for review. Great flying plane, great scale plane. This is technically the fourth flight on the plane. Timer set for 5.5 minutes, and the only modification I've done to the plane, other than a little bit of tape on the struts to hold them in, just to be on the safe side, I've got the aileron set to 125% travel. Other than that, everything else is 100%, 30% expo. Right, left, up, down, right, left.
Takeoff flaps, landing flaps, flaps up.
All right. Let me get down here by camera Precious. My precious. And we're gonna see, oh, forgot, had the brakes on. Yes, she has thrust reverse. She's also got great suspension on that nose. The landing gear has a natural flex to it and bounces right back. And then you got that very nice suspension on the nose of that plane. All right, wind is basically out of the due west right now, which is right down the runway, which is rare for me. So here we go, 5.5 minutes with the FMS CESSNA 182 SKYLANE. 4,000, or a 4S, 2700 4S. Nice scale takeoff. Looks so real against that sun there. I'm running an AR620 antennaless receiver. Same thing that Model Aviator's got in his. In the same spot too.
Time remaining 5 minutes.
Absolutely, that's not even right at half throttle there now. There. A little bit of a knife edge here. A little bit of one. Have no kind of gyro or anything to help with the wind. Take her up. Full speed still. And that should, yeah, I can definitely tell I got more aileron authority now. That should have given my speed setting, or speed test. Let me get her turned around here, and we'll land her and check the speed. Really can't check the speed while I'm flying. Oh, I'm sure I could put a avian, special, high-tech telemetry, everything, and do all that, but I don't know. I try to keep things as simple as I can. Oh, like a butterfly with sore feet. I know that's starting to sound corny, isn't it? But you know what? I don't care. All right, let's go out here. I got the phone in my pocket. I hate having things in my pocket, but I also don't like getting ants all over everything. Stop, read. Not bad. I think that's the fastest I've ever had her. 75 miles an hour. 174 feet. 75 miles an hour. And just so you know, I've tested this in my vehicle. I put the device that's in the plane up on the dash, started the device as if I was flying, and I got it up to 60, got the truck up to 65, and the reading said 65. So I know that this is accurate, or at least as accurate as my vehicle is. So we're going to turn that off, close the app, and then we're just going to continue the flight for fun, not just a speed rating. All right, I didn't touch the plane, so I didn't need to turn the prop off. Let's go back down here. Our wind has kind of died, so now we're going to do takeoff flaps. All right. Turn around here. All right, let's just see if we can get this thing just to gently rise.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't even have to use the elevator, and she gently rose on her own, which is exactly what you want takeoff flaps to do, for a nice gentle rise with no elevator input.
Landing flaps.
All right, landing flaps are in.
Flaps up.
There. Knife edge. Still holding it, still holding it. All right. Let's see how she does on an inverted flight. Had a decent amount of pressure on that elevator to keep her going straight. Flaps are down, or flaps are not down. No flaps right now. We'll touch and go. Knife edge away.
Remaining 3 minutes.
Not quite. I wonder if I can hover this plane. I don't know if it has enough power to hover or not. Kinda. It did for a second. Hung on the prop. What a good looking plane. Here, we'll do a roll there. Big barrel roll. Big lazy loop.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
Here we go.
Okay, you got her now? All right. Well, I know once it goes out of focus, the camera sometimes has a hard time. You gotta remember, folks, we're working with a Canon, not a Canon, a Sony FDR X5 III, I think is our camera. And it's a 2016 camera, and I just can't afford to buy a fancy new one. So this is the best we can do on our budget. We spend so much on planes that I do need to invest in a nicer camera for the channel, though. If y'all have any suggestions for a really good camera that we can replace this one with, that has a really good, really strong autofocus and zoom, please let me know. Please leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. Meanwhile, back to this fabulous plane that I absolutely love. This is going to be a touch and go machine. And you know what? The British lady just told me how much time I have left, but I'm not paying any kind of attention. I don't know what she said. I got the volume all the way up too. I'm just having so much fun. You know what? Here, let's go out here. Take off in the grass. No flaps. Turn around. We'll land in the flap. We'll land in the grass. Land. 30 seconds. We'll land in the grass. All right, do grass hops. Everybody wants to see grass hops, so. Because a lot of people have
20 seconds.
a grass runway, so they don't have a, they want to see if they can get this plane, if it'll handle the grass. And it will. It will handle grass absolutely no problem at all.
Brakes. Cruise mode.
And brakes work really, really well. Now, honestly though, brakes on this plane is more of a novelty to me. If you get the optional float set, prop secured, if you get the optional float set, then that would be very effective, because you're landing and you kind of overshoot your landing, you go up into some weeds or something. That's where your reverse brake or reverse thrust could get you back out. Or if you see something pops up out of the water real quick, you got brakes. All right, let's take a look and see how much juice is left. 12 seconds left on a 5.5 minute timer. Top feeder, wonderful. To show you my setup inside, that is the 2700. I've got almost all the way forward. 2700 4S, that little black box is that GNS performance analyzer. I've already turned it off, so all the lights are off. Oh, and on the performance analyzer, if you ever have a problem with, you turn the app off and the device just doesn't want to turn off, there's a little reset button, kind of like the old-fashioned reset buttons on a phone. Take your pen, put it in there, and that'll reset it, and it'll go back to default settings, and it'll turn off for you. But let's check and see how much. Now, I've got an AR620. If you saw my build video, which I hope you watched, you'll notice it's underneath the battery tray, so I can't show it to you. Battery's a little warm, 23% left. So 6 minutes or 5.5 minutes to 6 minutes is fine. I wouldn't go more than, if you're gonna do mixed flying, 5.5 would be good enough. You're gonna take it very easy, Sunday afternoon flying, 6 minutes maybe, but really 5.5. If you're gonna go straight full speed all the time, 5 minutes. But 5.5 is a good round number. Well, folks, that right there is the FMS CESSNA 182 sent to me by Hobby Zone for review. Beautiful plane. I love the lights, the landing flaps, the reverse thrust, the shock absorbing front gear. Just a great scale plane, great scale flying plane, and she will do, as I demonstrated, some decent aerobatics. I mean, she's not going to do no 3D, you know, all that weird stuff that people do, but she does pretty good. She almost had her hovering there for a second. So folks, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And that is the FMS CESSNA 182 Skylane, officially licensed. Don't forget, say family and friends, and then airplanes. Bye-bye.